Craig in the comments says, I hope Lewis Ferguson gets a chance. He's bossing it in Italy. I do think there's a thirst for Scotland fans to see Ferguson get a run in the team, because this whole, how long has he been in Italy now? 2.5 seasons. He's not really had a run for Scotland in that time.
I know, and he's coming up for 26-year-old. At times now, he's coming up for what should be the prime of his career, and the performances are showing that he is coming into the prime of his career. I mean, what was the award they won the season before last? The best midfielder in Serie A. I mean, what an accolade, wasn't it? I mean, what an accolade that is. And I can't even get into a Scotland international team. So I've said it, as I said earlier, really, really exciting times in the middle of that park to have a 100% Serie A midfield quality.
I don't know. You said it, Keith.
The thing you've got to bear in mind with Lewis Ferguson is Lewis Ferguson couldn't get into a midfield because Callum McGregor was there. And so the squad is evolving, and he's had to be really patient. And obviously the injury hasn't helped that. But I completely agree with Fraser. Completely agree with you, Daniel. He's ready. This is his time. And I really like Kenny McLean and everything he continues to contribute. And he's 100% a guy worth keeping around. But I think, Steve Clarke will now be realising you've got Lewis Ferguson, McTominay, Billy Gilmore. That's Tartanaccio. Get them in that middle of the pitch. And this is what I'm saying. When all the years of watching Scotland, stretching back long before I was a journalist, never once would you have imagined in your wildest dreams that you'd see a Scotland side with 3 central midfield players or 3 midfield men who play their club football in Serie A. It just was not even remotely possible.
You said a striker ahead of them. A striker ahead of them also playing.
Exactly.
Adams, You said it, Keith. I've got no idea how you couldn't be excited by that. Scotland the Brave in the comment section, kind of ironically named, because this is a bit of a downer of a comment. He says, you lot at the Daily Record kidding yourselves on. If you say Ferguson, Miller, etc. would get a sniff if Callum McGregor was there. Be honest with yourself. The only reason I'm reading that out, though, is because you touched on it, Keith. Callum McGregor isn't there anymore.
Exactly.
Someone.
Why does one have to be better than another? Honestly, beat ourselves up. We kill ourselves in this country, man.
No, listen. If you had been Scotland manager when Callum McGregor was available to you, Fraser, you're not leaving him out of the team.
I've said that numerous times. Yeah.
Even though Lewis Ferguson was progressing and pulling up trees in Italy, there was no way that Callum McGregor comes out of that team.
Couldn't get him in. Yes, couldn't get Lewis Ferguson in.
Lewis Ferguson has had to be patient. But, this is the moment that the door opens for him, as far as I can see.
Scott obviously points out that he had a very bad injury as well, Ferguson. But our old pal, Keith Gianni, is in touch. He's pointed out that Ferguson missed the Euros with injury. Otherwise, he could have moved with Motta to Juventus, which apparently was on the cards last summer if he hadn't been injured. So
there was about 5 or 6 Italian top flight clubs who were ready to make a move for Lewis Ferguson last summer.
Really? That many?
Yep.
Wow.
I'm talking about the 2 clubs from Milan.
Wow.
I'm talking about Juventus. Napoli were showing interest before they went elsewhere, with McTominay and Billy Gilmore. I'm trying to think. Parma, maybe. There was about 5 or 6 clubs that were all making their intentions clear. I happen to know the agent involved in it.
Well, so, Keith Gianni in the comment section says he's your credible source. He's the one that's told you that.
He's not even got a credible sauce for his pizza talking. That's what he wants to concentrate on.
Fraser, before I let you go, I don't know if we'll get a chance to chat again before the games. Tough against Greece. This is a good Greek team.
Oof,
it's going to be very, very difficult to win over 2 legs.
Seen the recent record? I knew it had been good, but when I went and looked at how good it's been, this is a force. They've only lost 2 of the last 12 games, stretching back a year and a half, and that's against England and Germany. But obviously, and amongst all that, they also won at Wembley convincingly as well. Don't concede many goals at all. Don't score an awful lot, but they don't really have household names other than maybe Liverpool's Kostas Tsimikas.
Second choice left back behind Andy Robertson.
There you go. But the sum of their parts, you know, that they seem a really, really strong outfit. Just looking at the results recently, they beat Ireland home and away in the Nations League, the one at Wembley, as I said earlier. I think all 3 of those games have kept a clean sheet. This seems like a really efficient mob. They're 39th in the FIFA rankings, 6 places above ourselves. We're going to have to work to keep our place in this top tier of Nations League. But as we proved in November, we went over in Poland, beating Croatia at home. Nothing. This Scotland team aren't fazed by anybody. They don't seem to fear anybody. In fact, they relish the task. So what's not to be confident going in? There's no way they'll underestimate them, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is with a prediction, Fraser. How do you think it will go? Do you think
Over the 2 legs?
Do you think we'll beat them?
There'll be a goal in it either way. Aye, why not? 2-1 over 2 legs to Scotland.
Fraser, it's always a pleasure having you in the hotline.
James Wilson with both goals.
Lennon Miller assists.
My nephew, James.
Fraser, thanks so much for joining us in the Hotline Live. Much appreciated.
Cheers.
Cheers, Fraser.
See you later.
Keith, how do you see the Greek tie going?
I think Fraser's right. They're a very competent outfit, and they're punching above their weight at this level. But so are we. I don't see Greek players all over the English top flight, as Fraser just said as well. I don't see them running the show in midfield in Serie A. I'm excited to see how Scotland match up against them, and I'm confident. And I actually think, I said this some while back when John Souttar, before his latest injury issues, I think he's the best that we've got in the centre of defence. So I think him coming back and being fit and getting back to form, and he has been right back to his best looking, especially last week in Istanbul for Rangers. I think he makes a big difference. Mm-hmm. And one of our kind of areas of the team where we need all the help we can get, I think John Souttar becomes a really big character and personality for Steve Clarke. Mm-hmm. And I think Steve Clarke, he knows how to get the best out of this group of players. They enjoy working with him.